On behalf of the Lone Star Conference at Lubbock Christian University, I'm Chris Dew, welcoming you to another media day. We have men's basketball. We have Lubbock Christian University head coach Todd Duncan, Najeeb Muhammad, one of the student athletes for the Shaps, who went 19-12 last season, qualified for the South Central Region Tournament. And Coach, along with the on-court success, you had off-court success, the team getting the Lone Star Conference academic champion. What did that mean to you to have a team getting success in the classroom along with on the court?
Yeah, I just think it shows that we embody what a student athlete should be, and we tell our guys we want to just be excellent on the court and off in the classroom. I think it's indicative of the type kids that we're recruiting. They take their academics seriously. We also try to help them, on campus with the professors, tutoring, different things that, I think lead them to that success. And then obviously on the court, winning some close games, replacing some key players, just trying to keep us going towards that goal at the end of the year, which is to make the NCAA tournament.
Coach, your daughter had won a national championship with the women's basketball program. Now your son joins your squad. Started out at Texas Tech, ends up here. A lot of people thought it was an automatic decision, but really you had nothing to do with it. Talk about the steps that went into his decision to come to LCU.
Well, obviously when he decided to leave, I was hopeful that he might choose LCU, but at the same time, being a supportive father, I was going to let him just make that decision on his own. He obviously knew of our program, knew all of our players, and really at the end it came down to his relationship with guys like Najeeb and Trey and all the other guys. They just made him feel welcome. And the cool part for me was that, he made this decision without any pressure from, I know that he obviously knew that was what I would want, but he didn't feel pressure that that's what he needed to do. So I was pleasantly surprised, to be honest. He had a list of schools he'd kind of narrowed it down to. And then when he told me, Dad, I want to come play for you, yeah, it was quite a feeling and quite a moment, and just to be around him every day. I was fortunate when Ashton was here and watching her have success on and off the court. I don't take that for granted. I feel like I'm very blessed to be in a situation I'm in, to have my kids around me, to be around a sport I love, and to be in an environment that I know is going to help them succeed and thrive as well.
Coach, going back to talking about the success on the court and in the classroom, you look at award winners like Parker Hicks you had to replace last season. Now you go into this season having to replace Rowan McKenzie, who was one of those individuals that won those academic honors and those individual honors for on-court performance. How do you go from having to replace him? What's kind of the sight with this team this year?
Well, I think I look at it as if we're going to have success as a program, then every year we're going to be losing good players, so to speak. And obviously those guys you mentioned were high level, and you don't necessarily replace them. It's not easy. You just do it by committee. You hope guys like Najeeb step up and take the next step in their development. Obviously Russell Harrison, another guy we lost, and they were top 5 in the Lone Star Conference in scoring average. So we had a lot of points walk out the door. And so we need guys like Ty Caswell, who's going to be healthy this year. And really I could go down the list of everybody on our roster is going to have to step up their game. And that's the development and the things that you do. When Rowan's having great years, you're behind the scene making other guys better, so when their turn comes that they'll be ready to step into that role. And, these are special guys that we're talking about in high level, but hopefully as a team that we'll all come together and fill in some of those gaps.
Coach, you went into the Lone Star Conference Tournament championships as the 4 seed. Your preseason picked number 4. There's 4 teams in the LSC receiving first place votes. Your team is one of them. Talk about the balance of the Lone Star Conference.
Yeah, I just think top to bottom, there's no nights off. That's what we always preach to our guys. Like there's never a game you show up and think, well, if we take care of business, just get here safely, then we're going to win this game. It's a grind. Great coaches, great players. The transfer portal's just made it even harder because high-level guys are coming into this league, and we're one of 3 teams to make the regional tournament in the last 3 years in our region. So it's not easy. It just shows the parity in our league that every year, there's a new team that could come on the horizon. We saw that with Fort Lewis last year in the RMAC, and so just to be a steady, consistent performer in this league is something that I'm proud of, but also know that I know what it takes to be there. And so to get into that tournament, we know we're probably going to have to be top 4 or 5 in our league. Obviously, winning the league is the goal. But just, you know, from the very beginning of the season, these key games that we have on our schedule force us to be ready, you know, at the offset or on the onset of our season.
Najeeb Muhammad joining us alongside you, Coach. You want me to ask him about your strengths or weaknesses? No, let's talk about the strengths. What's he bring to your squad?
Yeah, not many weaknesses with Najeeb. He's a great person, a great young man to coach. I commented to our coaches the other day. I saw him out there. I was like, man, I love that kid. And not just because he's a great player, because he is, but he would tell you he wants to be even better. He's just in here working hard every day. He's coachable. I remember last year he'd call me on a weekend, you know, what can I do to get better? That's just his mentality. That's just his approach. We want him to be more selfish. If he had a weakness, he's too unselfish. Look for his shot more. He's so great at getting everybody else involved. But, you know, he's a very capable shooter, scorer. So we're asking him to fill some of that void that, you know, Rowan and those guys left. Defensively, I think he's one of the best on-ball defenders in our league. And just in the locker room, his ego is on the shelf. He's just doing whatever it takes for our team. And I remember when we recruited him, a good friend of ours was his junior college coach. And he was like, you know, Coach Najeeb is a better person than you and I are. Like, you're just going to love him off the floor in addition. So all that's been even better than we had expected. So, you know, when I look out there and see him on the floor for us, I know we're in good hands.
Najeeb, you're under the lights here, and this isn't unknown territory for you. I think you've done some university kind of PSAs, commercials, whatever you want to call them, some social media stuff. But you're a very humble individual. You don't mind the spotlight.
I don't. I mean, my dad always tell me, you know, when the lights shine bright, that's where you want to be at. So that's where I take my pride in.
They're pretty bright this season for you. Looking back to last year, was your first season with Lubbock Christian as you transferred from Arizona Western. What was your biggest learning moment last year? What did you take away from the play of the Lone Star Conference coming from junior college?
I feel like going from JUCO to this high level, I think most people call it the Big 12, a D2. It was just the speed of the game. The players high. I mean, they stronger, faster, everything about it. I remember my first day. Not my first day, it was first official practice, and we was playing mines like 2 weeks later. And Coach Duncan was like, do you know what's coming? And I was like, I thought in my head, I said yes. I said, yes, sir, I do. But I was really like, no, I don't. And I was pretty nervous my first game, but once, you know, you get that first bucket or the ball tips up, all the nerves go away. So.
Well, now that they've gone away, what are your personal goals for this season?
Well, obviously I'm a student first, so I want to make all academic team. I had a lot of goals for myself. I want to be first team all conference, first team All-American maybe. I want to be able to lead my team to another region championship, make the NCAA tournament again, and hopefully get to that national championship. That's where we want to be, in Evansville.
Final question. Looking at the Lone Star Conference, is there a certain place you like to go, you like to play in, a certain gym you like to play in, not at home?
I like to play everywhere. I feel like away games test your ability to really play. I know me and my teammate Tyrus talked about it. He'd been in the Lone Star for a while, and he says away games always the best, just the crowd, the energy, everything. You know, it's nothing like playing at home. You're going to always get support at home. But when you're away, that really tests your mental, and it really challenge you to be great.
See, a lot of people like to be on the road because that means they don't have to go to class that day. But after what you said earlier, you like going to class. So best of luck in the classroom. Best of luck on the court. Coach, best of luck to your team as well.
Thanks, Chris.
We appreciate you joining us, taking a look at Lubbock Christian University here on Media Day across the Lone Star Conference.